Good morning, everyone. Today we will be playing another Double Masters draft. So, what are we dealing with here? We have Painsmiths, there's a Crop Rotation, Oval Chase Daredevil, and a Thopter Foundry. Honestly, Oval Chase Daredevil and Thopter Foundry are kind of a thing I want to play together. Not that Fulminator Mage isn't good, or Painsmiths, but Fulminator Mage kind of falls off in Limited. Brimstone Volley is probably the strictly best card. I kind of want to do that because I think I'd rather play something aggressive and beat Facey today. Not that a Painsmiths isn't sweet, but the question is, do we take the awesome Brimstone Volley and an Oval Chase Daredevil? Or do we take Thopter Foundry and Oval Chase Daredevil? And I think I'm going to go Brimstone Volley today. This has to be one of my favorite burn spells of all time. I used to play in Innistrad... No. Avacyn Restored is when I started playing. So it was shortly after Avacyn Restored, but before the core set or Ravnica came out. I used to play like a black-red kill spells deck that also ran Brimstone Volleys, and it was sweet. Because this card just does so much damage. I'm going to take Basilisk Collar. It goes in literally every deck we could play. It's pretty fantastic. Painsmith is probably something I should take, but like, it's Basilisk Collar. Come on, break symmetry. Atraxa. I don't think I can make Atraxa work. I like, even Brea was like almost no. I will take Galvanic Blast. If we can keep getting Galvanic Blasts and Brimstone Volleys and just throw as much lightning downfield as we possibly can, I'm fine with that. So there's a Blinkmoth Nexus, which is a great, excellent manland. There's a Painsmith, and there's a Lightning Axe. It's not that I don't like Blinkmoth Nexus, but I think Painsmith is going to be a little bit better for us. Just want to be casting artifact dudes and pumping up other dudes. I think this will be fine. Also, I haven't had my coffee yet. I'm still working on it. So this should be the first video. I went over all of my cordage and wires and stuff, trying to track down the crackling that people were hearing, and that I was hearing too. It was driving me nuts, and I had done this once before, but I was looking everywhere and I couldn't find it, and because there wasn't crossed to anything, so I was like, okay, well maybe it's a bad USB hub. So I unplugged my boom mic and plugged it into the back of my PC instead of like the front hub in the case, and I think it improved the sound quality a lot. You guys will have to let me know. I think I'm going to take an Iron Bully. Like, Parasitic Strix is good, but like... Oh, Salivating Gremlins. I'm super blind. I need to take Salivating Gremlins here. What's up, 3-ball? Alright, there's a Forge Master, Bloodshot Trainee. I'm going to take another Painsmith. I think this card's fantastic, and with any amount of artifacts and multiple Painsmiths, crazy stuff starts happening. Cathodian is a decent creature to beat face with. Joyrus Familiar is a little bit high mana cost for a little not enough payoff, and Accomplished Automaton is probably just too high of mana cost. So we'll go Cathodian. Painsmith Wield. You know what? I will take Fulminator Mage. I don't know if I'm going to actually play it, but I will take it. The old triple Painsmith combo. Now we just need some Glaze Fiends, then we'll be good to go. I also have to fix my lighting. Because, like, I don't know what's going on right in this area, but it's happening, so I need to fix it. I'm kind of, like, washed out my colors unless I'm leaning, like, into this light. I'm working on it. Oh, we just hit 200 subs this morning, and I'm super stoked about that. We got 5 subs last night and like another 3 or so this morning, which is really awesome, and I'm super, super thankful for that. I'm gonna take a Lightning Axe. Battle Rattle Shaman's fine. But like, it was unprecedented because like, up until I started doing constructed content again, I would get like 1 or 2 subs a week. And then this week, or last week, I got like 6 subs across the whole week, which was awesome for me. That's a greatly increased rate of sub gathering. Do I take Puzzle Knot or Blinkmoth? I think I take Puzzle Knot, actually. No, I'll take Blinkmoth. 3-ball, so no one plays it against me. And a Driver of the Dead. Cool, almost all of our cards are playable. Darksteel Forged Lux Cannon. Why couldn't I have been playing Tron right now? I love Lux Cannon, but it's going to be too slow for this deck. like 100%. I think I gotta take Flame Fiend Chromatic Star. I love Lux Cannon. And somebody, I can't remember because it was super early this morning, or that I looked again. I can't remember who said it, but someone was like, we gotta make Lux Cannon Dice Factory, and I was like, yes! Yes, we do. Alright, so I'm gonna take Flame Fiend and Chromatic Star. Thoughtseize is not bad, but Oubliette is definitely better, especially in a format that has super heavy equipment shenanigans. Although Thoughtseize is more mana efficient. Nah, I wanna have answers to stuff after they hit the board. We'll take Oubliette. First time I've drafted Oubliette in almost 20 drafts. Anyway, what was I saying? We got like 6 subs last week, which was kind of unprecedented for me. I was like, wow, that's probably the best rate of sub gathering that we've had. And last night, we got 5, and then 3 again this morning, and I was like, all right, cool. I'll take it. And I just, I'm stoked about that. Because I'm seeing like real growth happen in a very short amount of time, which is fantastic. So you're all wonderful human beings, and I greatly appreciate your support if you subbed recently or if you've subbed at all. Anyway, that's enough of the self-shilling. I'll get back to drafting. My bad. Okay, Pyrite Spellbomb is probably the best for us. We already have a Flame Fiend and it's 6 mana. Direfleet Hoarder would not be bad, but it's going to wheel if it always does. So we'll take Spellbomb. It's an artifact spell for our Painsmith Tron. You refer to 3 of anything, by the way, as Tron. So if you have 3 Hedron Crabs as an example, that's Crabtron. If you have 3 Painsmiths, that's Painsmith Tron. But only if you assemble all 3 of them, or draw all 3 of them. Alright, Mana Reflection. Mishra's Bauble is actually incredibly good here because we have Painsmiths. So I'm going to take the Bauble. Trainee would not be bad. Toll Collector or Spellbomb. Spellbomb's probably the better pick, but we're going to take Bauble. There's a Glaze Fiend. I'm not going to pass up a Glaze Fiend, even though Darksteel Axe is probably better. We're a little light on creatures for an aggressive deck, and Glaze Fiend is crazy nuts with all these Painsmiths. I guess we take a Divest for the sideboard. It's not bad. Painsmith number 4. Well, now it's a meme, so we're going to do it. Salivating Gremlins is good. We really need to start picking artifacts, and honestly, if I got like 6 Mishra's Baubles, I would take them. Wow, absolutely no respect for the Lux Cannon. You know what? I'm going to take it, and I'm going to play it. Surge Node, we don't really do anything with charge counters. I guess we take Cathartic Reunion, but I don't actually think I run Cathartic Reunion. Maybe I do. We do have an Oval Chase Daredevil, so it's kind of reasonable. Alright, like pack 3, we want like 3 Glaze Fiends, a Darksteel Axe, and then Mishra's Baubles. I'll take a Direfleet Hoarder. Toll Collector is fine. We have no equipment, though. Yeah, it's just the best rate on a creature there that we can get. Sickle Slicer's fine. Weapon Trainer to the sideboard. I'm not playing white. Glimmervoid. There's a Sword of the Meek? Are you kidding me? We could have had Sword of the Meek if I had taken, freaking, what's it called? Thopter Foundry? We could have Thopter Sword combo. We're not playing white or blue, so even if we got a Thopter Foundry this pack, I guess we could take it and Glimmervoid. Do we play enough 1/1s? I don't think we do. I think most of our creatures are not 1/1s. I'm going to take Darksteel Axe and Chromatic Star. I'm going to take Chromatic Star and Galvanic Blast, actually. More burn. Engineered Explosives. We could have had an absolutely sweet artifact deck. Kano was like, no, play aggro. Kano, what are you doing? We're going to take a Cast Down, because Cast Down is amazing removal. Executioner's Capsule, theoretically might be better with all the Painsmiths and stuff, but Cast Down is a little easier to surprise with. It's like you have to play Executioner's Capsule, and then your opponent knows they have it, knows you have it, and might be able to play around it. I think I'm going to take Cast Down. It's just a little bit better. Flare Husk. I'm not going to take a third Salivating Gremlins. Flare Husk is a 1-mana creature, which, strangely enough, we don't have yet in an aggro deck. So, there's that. High Market, Sculpting Steel, Eager Construct. Okay, Sculpting Steel is a great effect. The problem is, for us, it's going to clone an artifact that costs less than it almost every time. We're a little light on guys, and we're a little light on artifacts, so I'm going to take Eager Construct here. I just feel like it makes our curve a little bit better. Ratchet Bomb. There's a Bone Picker. Bone Picker is pretty good. We could take Welding Jar or Ravenous Intruder. We don't really have enough artifacts for Ravenous Intruder. I could take Springleaf Drum. Fixes mana. I think Bone Picker's probably just the best. I'll take Bone Picker. It flies. Something tells me I may have gone too deep on the Painsmith angle without enough creatures to really back it up. Enough artifacts, I mean. Accomplished Automaton, Parasitic Strix. Wish I'd been playing blue. I guess Rapacious Dragon's probably the thing we're willing to play the most. I'll take one. Ensnaring Bridge. So the card for us is either Iron Bully or Skinbrand Goblin. Ensnaring Bridge just means we lose to our own deck. I mean, we could play a Lux Cannon and play a really slow Lux Cannon game with Ensnaring Bridge. Man, if only we had taken the Thopter Foundry to start and gone with that deck. We'd have gotten some crazy opens in later picks, but that's drafting with hindsight, and no one should do that. I'll take Iron Bully. Mirror Retriever can buy back like Chromatic Stars or Spellbomb. Not really an Everflowing Chalice deck. Cathodian, just like kind of a beat-facey artifact. Mirror Retriever, I think, is good for the value. Silumgar Scavenger, also pretty decent, but I'm going to go with the artifact creature. Darksteel Axe comes all the way around, so Darksteel Axe it is. I will take a Temur Battle Rage. With Painsmith, that might actually be like some sort of quick kill combo. Ad Nauseam. Probably lose too much life for Ad Nauseam, really. I'll take another Driver of the Dead. Another Battle Rage. Weapon Surge. And a Dismantle. We have one piece of artifact removal in this deck. Okay. Now to figure out what kind of deck we're actually playing. Theoretically, we should have enough creatures to actually build a deck, because I see 21 creatures in the list of creatures here, or list of cards here. I have to wake up. Alright. Group creatures separately. Flare Husk is a 1-mana creature. Sickle Slicer is a 3-mana creature. Alright, let's start making cuts. I'm only ever going to play one Temur Battle Rage if I play any at all. I'm probably not going to play Weapon Surge, and we need a lot of these artifacts. Okay, Cast Down's amazing, so are these, and we're probably playing Lux Cannon for the meme. Okay, let's move to the creatures for now. Blink Moth, so Blink Moth we're probably running anyway, so I'm just taking it out because then I don't have to think about it for now. Okay, probably not playing Fulminator Mage unless my opponent has like 4 more non-basic lands. Driver of the Dead reanimates Painsmith and like nothing else. And I wouldn't mind having a little bit lower of a curve. Rapacious Dragon and Flame Fiend, I don't mind. So we're still looking at like too many creatures here. Okay, I'm going to cut Dire Fleet Hoarder. We don't really have a sack outlet for any of our stuff. Kazul's Toll Collector with 2 Living Weapon effects and Darksteel Axe and Basilisk Collar. I actually think it's going to be pretty good in this deck, so I'm going to leave it. Cathodian, Iron Bully, or Sickle Slicer. All of these are great with Painsmith. We gotta cut some non-creatures. Like, we just have to. So, Dismantle's kind of derpy. Most of our other removal goes straight to face. Oubliette, I think, is too good not to run. I just foresee a turn where we go like Painsmith, 3 1-mana artifacts, and Temur Battle Rage. We might not need Lightning Axe. We have 2 Galvanic Blasts, an Oubliette, Brimstone Volley, and a Cast Down. And I still have to cut 8 cards. Holy crap. Alright. Battle Rattle Shaman's probably too slow, though he is great value. Maybe we cut Rapacious Dragon, and we just keep Kuldotha Flame Fiend as like our top-end creature kind of a thing. So we currently have 17 creatures, 13 non-creatures. Lux Cannon is by far too slow. I know I said I was going to do it for the meme, but I think we have to sideboard it versus decks that are like... If we play against any hyper-control-y decks, or they play permanents that we can't deal with, like, I don't know, Reverence, a card that I didn't know existed until, like, last draft, I think. Then we'll bring in Lux Cannon. Okay, I gotta cut 5 cards. Between Salivating Gremlins, Glaze Fiend, and Painsmiths, I don't want to cut any artifacts or any of those cards. So the question remains, what the hell can I cut? Yeah, let me look at the actual curve here. I'm gonna cut Oubliette, even though this card is amazing, because our deck is so aggressive. I think we just kind of want to combo off. Because if we curve Painsmith into Salivating Gremlins, and then just play a ridiculous amount of artifacts, we're going to win. Especially because Painsmith, I believe, gives Death Touch, too. It does. I don't know why, but it does. This probably means I'm cutting Flame Fiend. We'll go down to 16 creatures. I don't like it, because I do like having one top-end creature, and this is also sort of a Lava Axe. I'm gonna cut it. Gotta cut 3 cards. We don't quite have a low enough curve that I would play 15 land. So, I think if you curve out at 2, you can play 15 land, if you're drawing a bunch of cards along the way. I don't know the actual math on that, so don't quote me. Still have to cut 3 cards. Bone Picker is great. If we swing into our opponent having an advantageous block, we can recover some value that way. To cut 3 cards. 3 cards. We have no double-costed cards, or I would start there. We have 16 creatures, 11 non-creatures. If I had to cut my worst artifact, it'd probably be Mirror Retriever. Basilisk Collar is just... I would cut it and say we'll bring it in for aggro matchups, but it is so strong when we have this many like power pump effects, especially when it contributes to them. I want to keep in Temur Battle Rage for the combo. Maybe we don't need Cast Down in the main deck. Can that be right? The rest of our removal is damage and can go to face. Cast Down can't. I don't know, Kano, you're getting into some pretty crazy territory there. I'm going to cut 1 more card and run 41 cards, because this is getting too difficult for me to evaluate good picks, I think. I probably should cut Temur Battle Rage, but I'm not going to. Okay, worst card in the deck is probably Cathodian. It's just a 3-mana 3/3. I don't want to cut any artifacts. And I'm not cutting like any of these cards. Not cutting any artifacts. Don't want to cut removal. which leaves like Temur Battle Rage, Bone Picker, Oval Chase Daredevil, which is like another reason to be playing the deck we're playing. So I guess that means we just decrease the artifact count by like 1. I'm gonna try cutting Cathodian. I'm keeping Iron Bully simply because it has Menace, which means there might be a situation where we can remove a blocker and stack a bunch of damage onto a Menace creature. Okay, add Blinkmoth Nexus, and we're pretty even on mana cost here. I don't know. Probably should run one more red, I think, if anything. Alright, let's do this. Sorry that deck construction was so agonizing. I'll see you guys in round 1. Alright. We have a Chromatic Star. We have 2 Chromatic Stars, actually, so this hand is not so bad. I'm going to keep because we're on the draw. And I'm hoping that we draw a Swamp. If we draw a Swamp, this hand goes from, like, good to great. Okay. Mountain is not bad. So start Blinkmoth Nexus, play Chromatic Star, pass the turn. Okay. We draw a Swamp, play a Swamp, play Glaze Fiend, pass the turn. Opponent's playing red, so they're probably going to eat a burn spell there. Yep. And we untap, we draw a Bone Picker, play a Mountain, play Painsmith, and we're just going to hold these other artifacts in hand for now. Okay, opponent plays a Mountain, plays a Chromatic Star. They use their black mana, so they could be hiding black mana this way, though I don't know what the advantage of that is at this moment. Ah, they tap for white. Okay. They play Ancestral Blade. Okay. They pass. We untap. We draw Mishra's Bauble. So, start Spellbomb. Pump Painsmith. Spellbomb down the token. Cast Bauble. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Play Bone Picker. Okay, opponent cycles Ash Barrens. So now we're going to take a look at what they have on top of their deck. Rapacious Dragon. We draw land, which is not bad. They play Sanctum Gargoyle, picking up Chromatic Star. And they replay Chromatic Star. Alright. Opponent passes, we untap, and draw Painsmith number 2. So play a Swamp. Crack for black, see what we draw. Painsmith number 3. It is possible for my opponent to have a sweeper. There are a number of sweepers in this format. So we're going to play out our Painsmiths, though, because the possibility that we just get some massive damage turn next turn is pretty high. Our opponent's pretty low on cards as well. And our backup plan is not horrible. Backup plan being play and equip Darksteel Axe to Blinkmoth Nexus every turn. Okay, opponent cracks for white. They play a Mirror Smith. And a Spellbomb. Make it an artifact. I think they kill a Bone Picker, like immediately. Yeah, I don't think you wait for our turn. I think you hit the Bone Picker now. Order. Knock it off. That's gross. They kill a Painsmith. Interesting. Alright, well, Temur Battle Rage, I think, seals the deal here. So we play Chromatic Star. Stack on Bone Picker. Crack for black. Play a Swamp. Play Darksteel Axe. Stack here, stack here. Go to combat. Attack for 11. Temur Battle Rage. Just like we drew it up. Nice. So I am going to bring in, I think, a Cast Down, because it hits enough of my opponent's creatures without giving up card advantage like Lightning Axe does. Question is, what do I take out for Cast Down? No, you know what? I'm not going to. We're just going to run it back. I don't think we need it. I think my opponent's deck is kind of slow, so we can kind of Prey upon that. Alright. I'm going to keep. It's a fairly decent hand. Opponent plays Plains, Chromatic Star. Okay. We'll play Swamp, Chromatic Star. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Mountain. Kind of looks like they're holding up a Braid, but at the same time, not gonna not do this. Okay, they crack Star for red. They don't have anything. They play Thraben Inspector. Pass. We draw another Painsmith. Play Salivating Gremlins. Pass the turn. So next turn, if we draw Mishra's Bauble into like another 1-mana artifact, we're going to be doing so much damage. Okay, opponent plays an Ancestral Blade. We draw Galvanic Blast. Okay, play a Mountain. Crack for black. Brimstone Volley. Alright, play Painsmith. Play Darksteel Axe. Pump here. Pump here. Always yes. Always yield. Okay. Go to combat. Alright, opponent has an Abrade. In that case, we'll pass. Okay, opponent plays a Plains and a Rapacious Dragon. No attacks. Galvanic Blast the Soldier. Draw Mishra's Bauble. Alright, cast Bauble. Have the Smiths pump each other. Take a look at the top card of our opponent's deck. It's a Mountain. So we could Brimstone Volley, equip, and get in for 4, but they take out a Painsmith if that happens. Yeah, still think we gotta. Okay, we draw an extra card. It's Battle Rage. Opponent plays Sanctum Gargoyle, getting back Chromatic Star. Plays Chromatic Star. Cracks it for white. Probably just equip Sanctum Gargoyle if they have nothing else to do. Yep. Okay. We untap. We draw a Mountain. So equip Painsmith. Pass the turn. Plainsmith. Okay. Opponent attacks for 3, no blocks. Another Rapacious Dragon. Well, we're going to need to draw something that isn't a land. Chromatic Star would be a really good draw here. Opponent attacks with both. You're going to take us to 11. Sure. Alright, we draw Glaze Fiend. By playing that land, I let my opponent know I was holding a land. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Okay, opponent takes 6 and goes to 10. I should have moved the equipment over to Glaze Fiend, so I had more mana to do stuff with next turn, but I'm not sure that that's going to matter. Yeah, best draw is still Chromatic Star. Chromatic Star, I should say Chromatic Star into a artifact of some kind. Okay, opponent gets in for 4. No blocks, take 4, go to 7. Opponent plays Plains. Passes turn. Basilisk Collar is pretty good. So play Basilisk Collar. Bump Glaze Fiend. Okay. Go to combat. And attack. Okay, we're going to do this while we still have access to a creature with power 4 or greater. Simply because that way if my opponent does block, they still lose their guy. Okay. If we lose this game, we didn't lose it to not having a cast down. We lost it to drawing about 3 lands too many. The opponent's going to attack for 4. Uh-oh, we're at 3 and they have untapped red mana. Okay. I was like, Galvanic Blast, oh no. Oh no. Merciless eviction, exiling all artifacts. Yeah. We needed Basilisk Collar at least. Opponent gets there with the old Merciless eviction. Austeroid command. Because it's austere command on steroids. It's possible I want Oubliette. My opponent does have equipment. I think I would just rather be casting creatures, though. We were very close to actually just combo killing our opponent, too. Alright, we'll play first. Kind of want a faster hand than this, but I also think this hand isn't bad. Okay. We'll see what our draw is next turn before playing Mishra's Bauble. Okay, opponent starts Thraben Inspector. Okay, Mountain is fine. Play Mountain, pass the turn. Okay, they get in for 1. They play Mearsmith. We untap, we draw Flare Husk, and play Salivating Gremlins. Pass the turn. Now, if my opponent has red land Abrade, that sucks a lot. Black land. I mean, if they have a cast down or something too, that also sucks. Mere Retriever. Okay, opponent gonna go wide. We untap and draw Basilisk Collar. So, play Flare Husk. Living Weapon. Play Mishra's Bauble. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Okay, no blocks by the opponent. Opponent is top decking an Ancestral Blade. We are going to move the Flare Husk over because this prevents gremlins from dying immediately to Abrade. We draw a Swamp, which is good. Having a land drop next turn is good. Okay, opponent plays Ancestral Blade. Pays a mana. We're going to keep going wide. No attacks. We untap. We draw a Galvanic Blast. So play a Swamp. Play Basilisk Collar. So we have 2 lines here. We can either just attack and Temur Battle Rage, or we can equip and hold up Galvanic Blast to make the combat math work in our favor, and I'm kind of more of a fan of that one. Go to combat. Attack with Salivating Gremlins. So unless our opponent literally blocks with everything, we're probably fine. Okay. They only blocked with 1 extra power. So by taking out the soldier here, we still trample over 2 because Death Touch and Trample. Which is pretty cleanly getting rid of a ton of our opponent's board. Okay, opponent plays a Mountain. Best top deck right now is either a land or a Chromatic Star, I think. Like Chromatic Star would obviously be, I think, the best, but... Okay, opponent equips Mere Retriever. Passes. We untap. We draw a Chromatic Star, so play Chromatic Star. Hope Salivating Gremlins. We're going to float red. Painsmith. So we can play Sickle Slicer here, or we can play Painsmith. I think we just play Sickle Slicer. Like, that does let our opponent block and kill Salivating Gremlins, though. Alternatively, we could Brimstone Volley and kill, like, Mearsmith, then attack. Our opponent doesn't get to pick up any artifacts out of the grave with Mere Retriever. They could have an Abrade, though. I think we just attack and hold up Battle Rage. And if that doesn't work, then we cast Painsmith. Or if we don't need to, I mean, not if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, we're out of mana. Okay? Play Painsmith. Okay, so opponent did have the Abrade. Opponent plays a Mountain. Sanctum Gargoyle. They're going to pick up Mere Retriever. So they kind of have a blocking loop here. So I think we're going to spend our turn equipping the Painsmith. Yeah. Okay. Pass the turn. If my opponent casts Merciless Eviction, I think they have to name creatures and they're still worse off than us. Alright, Pyrite Spellbomb's pretty good. We are at 30 life, so we will have some time to recover. Opponent still has a lot more card resources than us, though. Orcish Vandal will be a problem. Yeah. They kill Painsmith immediately. which is pretty fair. Attack us for 5. We untap, we draw Glaze Fiend. So I think what we do is we play Sickle Slicer, Living Weapon, equip it with Flare Husk so it doesn't immediately get shot by Orcish Vandal, and we'll pass the turn. Problem is Orcish Vandal kills basically anything that we could play. Topple the statue, killing Sickle Slicer. Now they can sack a clue or a mirror to kill the germ. Okay, they attack for 5, we go to 19. They crack a clue to draw. And they play Plains, equipping Sanctum Gargoyle. Okay. We draw Blink Moth. So I think... Let's see, how do we do this? I think we actually have to Brimstone Volley to kill a 1/1, which feels like such a waste of damage. I just don't know... Yeah, I don't know how else we get through this. So we gotta do that. I'm not thrilled, though. And considering my opponent likely has other removal as well, especially because they brought in Topple the Statue. They play a Mountain, they play a Sanctum Gargoyle, which gets back Pyrite Spellbomb. Ugh! And they get another token. Okay. Attack with everybody. No blocks. So we're not going to attack. Our opponent's just going to Pyrite Spellbomb. They just have too much removal. I think it's going to take too many turns for us to draw enough damage to win. We were really close with Brimstone Volley. We've been only 3 damage away. And maybe I should have let one of my creatures die and then Brimstone Volleyed my opponent and hoped to draw Galvanic Blast with Metalcraft, but like, judging by the fact that we haven't drawn Galvanic Blast yet, I doubt that was correct. Well, I mean, it may have been correct to try, but we wouldn't have won anyway had we taken that line. Okay, opponent's playing another Mirror Retriever. Okay. We untap. Draw Toll Collector. We can play Toll Collector. Equip. Equip. And gives us 4 life and a blocker. And we can block with Ink Moth. Or Blink Moth, I mean. Excuse me, not Ink Moth. Very different card. Okay, opponent plays another Ancestral Blade. I'm kind of surprised they didn't crack Clue to draw a card first, considering how much mana they have. Okay, we play a land. Okay, they're going to equip their flyers so that we can't prevent an inordinate amount of damage. Oh no, if they just... No, we can block with Blink Moth. In fact, I think we're going to have to in order to win. So they swing out, chump with Blink Moth, block a mirror. We can attack with Temur Battle Rage, which should get us enough life to survive another hit. And then we need to draw like Galvanic Blast to win, I think. So we're not totally out of this game yet. There is a line that can win. Okay, animate Blink Moth. Block. So we go to 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we can attack and go up to 11. We're 2 life off of surviving. Iron Bully actually helps. A lot. Could you imagine if this was Cathodian right now? I'm so glad I kept an Iron Bully. Okay, go to combat. Attack. Opponent rightfully blocks with everything. We're going to put all the high attack things first. Put Mirror Retriever last. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first hit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the second hit. Okay. Temur Battle Rage. So we're actually still in this game. Go Basilisk Collar. Opponent does get to pick up Pyrite Spellbomb, though. Yup. Which is not great. We need to draw like a Bone Picker, I think. Just to have a flying blocker. Okay. So they play Pyrite Spellbomb. Kill our guy. Equip. Attack for 6. Play Painsmith. Equip. Equip. Pass the turn. Problem is, Galvanic Blast is Metalcraft away from lethal, and one artifact is not enough to keep us alive, so we'd have to draw Chromatic Star into another artifact in order to live here. And I don't think we can. No, we still have one in the deck. That's a pretty specific line that would win us the game. So this takes us to 1. We play Rapacious Dragon. Double equip. We untap. And we don't draw what we need, so we have to scoop it up. Man, we fought hard, but we lost. Alright, I'll see you guys in round 2. Alright, we'll play first. Pretty good start, we'll keep. Play Blink Moth, pass the turn. Play Swamp, play Painsmith, pass the turn. So my opponent could be on like green-blue artifact ramp, blue-white, I play an Eager Construct, okay? So we get to scry as well, which is pretty fantastic from this position. We will use its ability. Mountain. I will keep a mountain. Untap. Play a mountain. Play Salivating Gremlins. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays an island. And an Esperzoa. We draw a mountain. So play a mountain. Play Chromatic Star. Pump Salivating Gremlins. We will use Painsmith's ability. Salivating Gremlins pumps itself. Crack for red. Okay. I guess we could have played an Eager Construct before cracking Chromatic Star. That would have helped. Bauble. At this point, we'll leave it on top. So the only way our opponent kills Salivating Gremlins here is if they block with Esperzoa. But they are losing half their life total. Okay, opponent goes to 11. They play an island. Sanctum Gargoyle getting back Esperzoa. Okay, we untap, we get Bauble. Play a mountain. Play Toll Collector. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent sifts. Discarding Blightsteel Colossus, that's not scary. Yeah, you would just have to wait. Alright, they play an island. And a Joyra's Familiar. And Chief of the Foundry. Attacking for 3 in the air. Okay, we untap. Mana. Pass the turn. Okay, attack for 6 in the air. Now they probably play Esperzoa. Riddlesmith, Peace Strider. So they get to loot, discarding an island, and they gain 3 life. They play Mirror Retriever. Okay. We untap, we draw Sickle Slicer. So play a mountain, animate Blink Moth, play Mishra's Bauble, pump Blink Moth, play Sickle Slicer, pump Blink Moth, go to combat, attack for 5 in the air. They can't block because they attacked with both flyers. Alright, take a look at the top card of their deck. It's Pongify. Oh no. Pongify is a big problem. Okay, they play Esperzoa and loot. They're playing Thought Reflection and Blightsteel. Okay, that's 12, so we'd have to block. Yeah, we have to block. We have nothing with 3 or more toughness, which feels really bad. It's 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 17, 19. We have to block 8 damage. Okay, so that's 4. Okay. We go to 1. Painsmith won't do it. Had we drawn Temur Battle Rage, that wouldn't have done it either. Alright. Let me think about this. The opponent is playing a lot of low mana creatures. I think I want Flame Fiend.
have a lot of X1s, and Flame Fiend can definitely clear the way. Bring it in over Bauble. Bauble's good, but basically only in the whole like combo off scenario. We could bring in Dismantle or Cast Down, both of which I think are fair. I don't know if we saw any 1/1 counters, though. I don't think we did. Okay. We're just going to run it back like this. I mean, if we're going to keep flooding out, I want to play a 6-drop. Alright, we'll play first. This hand is almost fantastic. We have 2 draws at a second land and a fairly decent proportion to draw a second land, so we'll keep. Might regret. We'll see. Felt daring. Might regret later. I don't know. Start Swamp, play Chromatic Star, pass the turn. Okay, we untap and draw Mirror Retriever. Crack for black. Land, please. Damn. Play Darksteel Axe. Pass the turn. No 2-drop for the opponent. Draw a Mountain. Play Eager Construct. Scry Mountain to the top. They scry a card to the bottom. They play an island. And a Mirror Retriever. Okay. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Opponent does block. So play a mountain, play Bone Picker, and equip Bone Picker. Okay, opponent plays an island into a Sanctum Gargoyle, picking up Mirror Retriever. We untap and draw Glaze Fiend. Okay, go to combat. Attack for 5. Opponent blocks. So we Temur Battle Rage. They take 9. Pass the turn. Losing Eager Construct wasn't worth 1 extra damage, so we didn't attack with it. And now our opponent's basically on a 2-turn clock, unless they can answer Bone Picker. They play Clone Shell, so that's how they plan on cheating Blightsteel into play. Okay, we untap. We draw Painsmith. So I'm going to play Salivating Gremlins. Go to combat. Attack for 5. Opponent goes to 6. They play a Thopter Foundry. That's really bad because we don't have Trample. And if they can make a Blightsteel or something, we're in real trouble. Okay, we get a Mountain. So play a Mountain, play Painsmith. So if we play Mirror Retriever, we can make this a 6/3 with Trample and Death Touch, and attack with Eager Construct as well. So this will be a 6/3. We attack. Their best bet is to sack one of their creatures pre-combat, block Bone Picker, then block Eager Construct. I think that's lethal. But if they've got Blightsteel, we're probably dead. Okay. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Don't sack Clone Shell. Don't sack Clone Shell. Don't sack Clone Shell. They sacked Clone Shell. Chief of the Foundry, okay. Let's see how our opponent blocks. So they're gonna trade. They're gonna trade. Okay. They change up how they're blocking there. They're going to kill Eager Construct and go to 1. Alright. So I think we're still fine. I don't think our opponent can gain enough life. And I don't think they can kill us. Play Everflowing Chalice. And they pass the turn. Draw a Mountain. So play Glaze Fiend. Pump here. Gets Trample. Equip. And my opponent, I think, has Pongify. Otherwise, they would just concede to this. Yep. Okay. Pass the turn. Problem is, without Trample, we've already used Temur Battle Rage in one of our Gremlins, so without Trample, our opponent is going to start looping a ton of blockers. So even though we took them to 1, I guess we could Brimstone Volley them to kill them, potentially. We do have Metalcraft, so Galvanic Blast would do it too if they didn't gain too much life. Okay. Sanctum Gargoyle again. Picking up Mirror Retriever. Play Mirror Retriever. Alright, Brimstone Volley is lethal. Flare Husk, not going to be lethal. So we're going to play Painsmith, cast Flare Husk, and we are going to make every one of our creatures a lethal attacker. So pump here, pump here, Flare Husk enters, living weapon, pump there, equip there, go to combat, attack with everybody. So they have to block everything. They can sack one thing, gain 1 life, and make a new Thopter. So I think their best bet is to sack whatever they block Mirror Retriever with, but I'm not sure. Because they have to sack something, and I think their best I think their best bet is preventing us from getting anything out of our graveyard. Even if it's just a Chromatic Star. Okay, opponent rethinks their entire blocking order. They sack Mirror Retriever to pick up Clone Shell, gain a life. And we get to pick up Chromatic Star. Okay, opponent's turn. Battle Ball. That's a problem. Okay, we basically need Brimstone Volley. Galvanic Blast does it as well, though. So play Chromatic Star. Pump here. Blast our opponent. They should only be able to gain 1 life. And even if they can Metallic Rebuke, we can pay for it. Unsummon doesn't do it because none of our creatures are artifacts. Okay. Cool. Got there, but only barely. Divest might actually be what we want in this situation, though I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to run it back. We have all of these great sideboard options, but I don't have a reason to sideboard away from, like, Temur Battle Rage kill them. And if you're wondering why I'm not running both Temur Battle Rages, it's because they're horrible in multiples. I need a faster hand than that. This counts. We'll keep, put back a mountain. Okay. So opponent starts Island. Start Mountain, play Chromatic Star. Pass the turn. Opponent plays another Island. And an Everflowing Chalice on 1. Okay, Glaze Fiend is pretty good, so play Glaze Fiend. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Treasure Mage, probably picks up Battle Ball. Yep. We untap, we draw Battle Rage. So play a Mountain, crack for red, draw a card. Oval Chase, Daredevil. Okay. Play Sickle Slicer, pump Glaze Fiend, animate Sickle Slicer. Get in for 2 in the air. Kind of hoping to draw a land and play Painsmith Mirror Retriever next turn. Okay, no trade. Take 2. What I'll play is Cogwork Assembler. Draw a Mountain. So play Painsmith. Play Mirror Retriever. Stack everything on the Glaze Fiend. Hopefully our opponent does not have Pongify. Hit them for 4, take them to 14. Okay, no attacks for our opponent. We draw Flare Husk, so play Flare Husk. Pump Glaze Fiend. Go to combat. We're going to attack with the Mirror Retriever, because we do want to pick up Chromatic Star. Okay, opponent just takes 5, no blocks. We'll pass. They are at 6 mana, 1 turn off of Battle Ball. If they answer Glaze Fiend this turn, that's pretty bad, because I think we need that to win. Thopter Foundry. Okay. Thopter Foundry is pretty good. Swamp. So play Daredevil. Pass the turn. We need, like, Chromatic Star into something here in order to win. So opponent can sack Cogwork Assembler if they want, but they don't. And they didn't have a land to play Battle Ball, which is really good for us. And they tap out for a Sanctum Gargoyle, discarding Thought Reflection. Okay, we untap. Draw Kuldultha Flame Fiend, which we are 1 mana off of playing. We make a 2/3 flyer. So if we just attack... Let me think about this. We just attack. They have to block basically everything. And Temur Battle Rage will give Double Strike. We could make Oval Chase Daredevil slightly bigger, but they can 1-for-1 block everything, mostly profitably as well. I think we do still do it, though. Attack like here and here. So it's 1, takes them to 8. We can make this 10, and they're dead? Yeah. Sweet. I didn't expect them to block that way. And that gets us the match, but only barely. That one was really tough. See you guys in round 3. Oh, well then. League matchmaking failed. Alright. We'll play first. Yeah, we can keep this. It's a okay curve. If our opponent's aggressive, we'll have a Galvanic Blast early as well. Why am I F6ing? Okay. Draw Basilisk Collar, play Painsmith, pass the turn. They play a Woodland Champion. We draw Blink Moth, so play a Swamp, play Painsmith, Blast Champion, attack for 2. Okay, opponent passes. We draw Spell Bomb, so play Blink Moth, play Spell Bomb, pump each Painsmith 1 time, always yes, always yes, always yield. Play Basilisk Collar. Okay, go to combat, attack for 12. Opponent has an Abrade. Kind of suspected as much, but at the same time, not that big of a deal. And pass. Opponent plays a Forest and passes. We untap. We draw another Galvanic Blast. So go to combat. Attack for 2. Take our opponent to 10. Play Toll Collector. Suit it up. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a Mountain and a Naturalists. They destroy the Basilisk Collar. Okay, we untap. We draw Bauble. So play Bauble. Have Painsmith pump itself. Animate Blink Moth. Metalcraft achieved. Galvanic Blast Naturalists. Go to combat. Hit him with everything. Now my opponent has to gain life or die immediately on our upkeep. They're drawing a Bloodspore Thrynax. We draw another Painsmith, and opponent concedes. See how fantastic it is that when your removal is damage-based in an aggressive deck, you can always just turn it at your opponent's face? It's pretty sweet. Opponent likely has larger creatures, but I don't think we make any adjustments. Once again, we have some like decent sideboard plans for stuff, but we're not running into the controlling decks. We're running into aggressive or mid-range. We have enough action that I'm going to keep this hand. I just really hope we don't draw any more lands. Okay, opponent starts a Mountain. We draw a Painsmith, so play a Mountain and pass. Opponent plays an Orcish Vandal. I will shock that. Okay. Play Painsmith. Pass the turn. Next turn we're going to go Kazul's Toll Collector off of Blinkmoth Nexus. Okay. Opponent plays a Pyrewild Shaman. So play Blinkmoth. Play Toll Collector. Pass the turn. This gives us a pretty good attack off of Darksteel Axe. We do also have a Brimstone Volley if our opponent plays anything too problematic. Okay. Play Darksteel Axe. Pump here. Oops. I have to do it the other way. Equip. Yeah, we'll just do this now. Brimstone Volley here. Go to combat. Attack for 9. Opponent plays another Orcish Vandal. We untap and draw Mirror Retriever. So play a swamp, animate Blink Moth, equip Blink Moth, and attack for 3. Alright, opponent has no artifacts to throw. Play a mountain, animate, equip, play Mirror Retriever, pump. They have a Galvanic Blast. Okay. Kind of sucks, but at the same time, like, opponent's not throwing out any threats, so they're going to have lots of removal and stuff. 5 mana, they play Naturalists. They target Mirror Retriever, and we lose it. So what would be our best draw here? Probably something like Glaze Fiend into artifacts. Okay, Eager Construct is not bad. Play Eager Construct. Pump Painsmith. Let's go Scrying. Mountain to the bottom. So we'll equip here Galvanic Blast Vandal, and then attack for 6. Kind of sucks to lose Painsmith, but we're left with a 2/2 and a Bone Splitter, so... Okay, opponent plays a mountain. Opponent plays a Flame Fiend, but has nothing to sacrifice to it. We untap. We draw Chromatic Star, which would have been awesome if we did not use our Painsmith. Play Chromatic Star. Back for red. We draw Gremlins. Okay. We'll go to combat. Offer the trade. Opponent does not take it. Opponent attacks for 4. We go to 16. They can pay mana to get back Pyrewild Shaman, and they do. And they replay the Shaman. We untap. Draw a swamp. Play a swamp. Play Salivating Gremlins. Pass the turn. Hopefully we can go tall on the Gremlins with Trample, and that will be enough to kill our opponent. Okay, opponent plays a Bloodbriar. If they attack, we don't block. We're at a high enough life total that it doesn't matter. Okay, we draw a Mountain. We're going to hold it in hand, and maybe our opponent will play scared. They attack for 3 again. No blocks. Okay, equip here. Cast Bauble. Pump Gremlins. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Opponent has an Abrade. Okay, that sucks a lot. Re-equip here. Take a look at the top card of our opponent's deck. It's Clear Shot, which is a problem because that is a one-sided fight spell. Draw Chromatic Star on our opponent's upkeep. Okay, no blocks. Play Chromatic Star. Crack for red. We get a Salivating Gremlins, but I think it's going to be too late. It might not be, depending on what our opponent has. Pass the turn. No, it's too late, because we'd have to block... we have to block Flame Fiend and Pyrewild Shaman. Play an Iron Bully. Pump itself. Suit it up. Pass the turn. Our opponent has to have nothing for the next, like, 3 turns. Except they drew Clear Shot, so... They could have actually killed us, but they were playing scared of our card in hand. Alright. Well. Time for game 3, I think. Any last adjustments? Opponent's not really playing equipment. We might want to cast down, but I think this version of our deck has been treating us the best, so we're gonna do this. That's a little risky. It's still a little risky, but I can't go too much lower. Really hope my opponent mulligans. They also mulligan to 6. Okay, in that case, I will go to 5. Oh, it's not great, but we're gonna put back 2 swamps and keep this hand. If my opponent also mulligans to 5, we might stand a real chance. They do. Okay, put back 2 swamps. So start Nexus, Darksteel Axe. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a squirrel, which despite its art does not fly. Play a mountain, animate Nexus, and attack for 1. Opponent flashes back, makes another squirrel, gets in for 1. We'll take it. We untap, we draw another mountain, play a swamp, play gremlins, pass the turn. They play a Pyrewild Shaman. We draw Painsmith. Play a mountain, play Painsmith, and equip here. Pass the turn. What we draw is going to kind of dictate the line that we take here, and whether or not our opponent leaves up red mana as well. Okay, opponent plays a Bloodbriar. Temur Battle Rage would be pretty excellent. Pyrite Spellbomb is really not bad either. So play Chromatic Star. Pump there. We will use its ability. It pumps itself. Crack for red. See what we draw. Another mountain, which we can play. Play Pyrite Spellbomb. Pump there again. Pumps itself. Now we can crack to draw it. If we draw Temur Battle Rage, we win. But that's 1 in 31, which is pretty low. I think our best bet is to kill Pyrewild Shaman and then attack, because our opponent has to then deal with... they have to actually like block with real creatures. Not that Pyrewild Shaman isn't a real creature, it just... they can recycle it, is what I mean. So go to combat, attack for 12. Okay, opponent takes 10, goes to 9. Equip Painsmith, pass the turn. They are only on 3 mana. They play a Woodland Champion, chatter the squirrel again. They attack for 1, no blocks. We go to 18. They can't pay for Pyrewild Shaman, we untap, draw a mountain. Well, animate, equip, and attack for 3. Take our opponent to 6. They play a forest and a Kozilek's Predator, which is going to make Woodland Champion quite large. And they attack for 7. We're going to take it and go to 11. We need to draw Brimstone Volley, Battle Rage. Does Iron Bully work? I think it actually does not. So animate Nexus, play a mountain, play Iron Bully. Pump. Iron Bully enters, 1/1 counter on the Nexus. Go to combat. Attack for 4 in the air. Now, any Galvanic Blast is lethal, and we have multiple blockers. Also, just animate Blink Moth attack is lethal. So we'll see what our opponent does here. If they swing out, we're going to throw Iron Bully under the bus of Woodland Champion, I think. And opponent scoops it up, and we win our entry back. With our cool combo aggro double masters draft deck. So, if you guys like this video and you want to see more of it, leave a like, drop a comment, let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. Like I said, we just beat 200 subscribers, and I'm very thrilled about that. I'm going to have to make a video for it. I've got a couple ideas, but if you have any ideas for content you'd like to see, please let me know. And remember, you can always follow me on Twitch, same username on there as you can find me on here. I stream Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And a big thank you to iSolo Samurai, who subscribed to my channel with Prime 4 hours ago. When I wasn't streaming, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated the support. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!